Morning, Tuesday morning. Welcome to the video. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. It's 7:59 right now. Usually I start at 8 sharp. I'm probably gonna start at 8:01 today just to give people time to get into the video if they'd like to. How do you feel about Tuesdays? You a big Tuesday fan? I'm not a huge fan of Tuesdays. I like Mondays. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't like Mondays. They're like, Monday, but I'm like, I like Monday. Monday's like, I feel like I'm reborn on a Monday. It's like a fresh new week, fresh start. All the sins of my past can be washed away. It's Monday. Whatever happened last Friday and Thursday, it's gone. So it feels fresh to me. I mean, I like Fridays too, don't get me wrong, right? Weekend, who doesn't like the weekend? But a Tuesday, I don't know, it just feels like there's so much, it's a week ahead of me. I get the Monday feeling on Tuesdays. I think how most people feel about Mondays, that's how I feel about Tuesdays. But I do like starting off with a nice live video on Tuesday because it definitely gets me energized, gets me amped, and gets me ready to face the rest of the week. So I'm glad to be here this morning. And for anyone watching live or for anyone watching later on YouTube, I'm glad you could join. Let's get energized together on a Tuesday morning. Let's learn something on a Tuesday morning. I've been working on a new slogan for myself. I was like, I don't really have a slogan. I don't have a catchphrase or anything like that. So I've been working on one. I'll share it at the end of the video. You tell me what you think. Maybe it's good, maybe it's trash. I don't know. We'll see. It's a work in progress. But I am very excited to speak with you this morning. I'll give it just another minute before we get started. It's 8:01. I'm going to start at 8:02. As soon as that clock hits 8:02, we'll begin. Good morning. Someone just entered the video. Someone came in and disappeared before. I don't know what happened. Maybe they're back. If you're in here, feel free to drop a little message into the chat box, and I know you're here. I can say good morning to you properly because I can't tell who's watching. But I'm glad you're here. Whoever you may be, I'm glad you're here. All right, 8:02. Let's talk about today's topic, which is mega agents versus rookie agents. Right? So before we get into it, I'm just going to reintroduce myself for anyone who doesn't know. Phil Devin. I'm a real estate broker for Goodwood Realty here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been doing real estate for well over a decade now, going on about 15 years. I was originally licensed back in 2006, bought my first property in 2005. So been doing this for a long time. I know I might look young, but I'm not that young. So and every day I get less young, but that's okay because I love what I do. I've been able to stumble upon this really great field that I enjoy, and I enjoy talking about and enjoy sharing the things that I've learned. So here we are, mega agent versus rookie. And by the way, if you want to reach me, thatgoodagent.com. You got all my stuff right there, thatgoodagent.com. So here's a question that we get all the time when we are, as agents, when we are out there and introducing ourselves and saying, hey, I would like to help you sell your house. I would like to help you buy a house. Here's a question that we get all the time. How long have you been in business? That's a scary question sometimes. If you haven't been in business that long, that can be a very intimidating question. How long have you been in business? Now you're like, do I lie? Do I tell the truth? Are they going to say, I don't want to work with this person? Good morning, Aishina. Welcome to the video. But that's what a rookie agent goes through. When you're new in this business and someone says, how long have you been in business? You're like a deer in the headlights. It's like, what do I do? Right? That's a good question if you're a mega agent. If you've been doing this a long time, if you've been here 15 years, I tell you one thing. People who've been in this business a long time love to tell you they've been in this business a long time. Right? I just told you guys how long I've been in the business. So it's almost like a badge of pride for people. They're like, I've been in this business 20 years. I've been doing this 30 years. And so that question is definitely that's the question that's really going to put the rookie in the spotlight. So this video when we're talking about and comparing mega agents to rookies is mainly for the consumers, but just a little bit also for those rookie agents out there, those newer agents out there who don't know how to answer that question. How long have you been in business, right? Or who freeze up when they get asked that question. But let's go ahead and just start on the mega agent side. Because what even is a mega agent? So I have some statistics pulled up on my computer here. And, I don't want to bore you guys with too many statistics, but I'm just going to show you something. So on this computer, I have all the names that are in the MLS. That's the local real estate board, right? So that includes a few appraisers as well, but mainly it's going to be realtors in here. And there's going to be well over 4,000 names. Let's just see how many are in here. We've got 4,368 names in that MLS. 4,368 names. So if I were to say mega agent, what would you think? Would you think top 50%? Top 20%? Monroe, good morning. Welcome. So let's look at top 50%. How many deals is the top 50% doing? So I got to cut it down from about 4,300 to about 2,100. Let's go to number 2,100. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. So on this list, when I cut it down to the top 50%, 2,100, and by the way, these are last year's statistics. This is all of 2021. I'm sorry, all of 2020. Do you know how many deals the top 50% have done? We're at zero. Zero. So that how high do we need to take this? Let's go to maybe top 20%, top 20%, top 30%. Let's go top 20%. Let's go to the top. That'd be about agent number 460, right? Well, we said, 430. So top 10 would be no. Top 10 would be 430. So top 20% would be about number 860. So let's look at number 860. Where are they at? We're at about 11.5 deals. That's about one a month, not even, less than one a month. So that term mega agent, sometimes we think, oh, it's the top 20, it's the top 10, it's the top 5%. The truth is, it's fairly nebulous. It doesn't mean anything when we say mega agent. Mega agent just means whatever you want it to mean. Some people just kind of throw it out there. I'm a mega agent. So for our purposes, we're going to talk about mega agents as people who are consistent. Let's just say someone who's doing at least 3 deals a month. They're doing at least 36 deals a year. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you actually look at the statistics, you're going to find that doing 3 deals a month actually puts you probably in at least the top 20%. So let's talk about someone who has consistent business. They're gaining a lot of experience. That's a mega agent. It's not someone who necessarily is closing 200 deals a year. That's most people don't do that. Okay? In fact, there might only be a handful of agents in our city that can close 200 deals a year. Most of whom, good morning, John, welcome. Most of whom are probably building their own real estate anyway. If you're a builder, then yeah, you can close 200 units a year. But most agents aren't closing that much. 100 is that's a really high number. I mean, you're talking about maybe 50 agents at most, probably not even that many, closing 100 a year. So let's just talk about someone closing at least 3 a month. That's what we're going to use as mega agent. But you know it when you see it. You know it when you see it. You see their sign a lot. You see them on social media a lot. They're always posting about this closing and that closing. They're doing well, right? They're making a living doing this. They're full time. They don't have any side job. This is a mega agent, right? So of course it gives them a lot of experience first of all, and that's probably the biggest benefit to a mega agent is someone who has a lot of experience. And we're talking situationally. Situationally. So what does that mean? It means they've seen this before. When you're in the process of buying or selling a home and an obstacle presents itself or a question comes up, they've seen it before. And that's one of the biggest advantages to being a mega agent is just having enough deals to have some experience. But does it make them a good agent? Do you have to be a really highly skilled agent to be a mega agent? Now, or how do you even get to mega agent status? Now here's the secret, right? I'm gonna give you 2 secrets. First of all, I'm gonna tell you this. Being a mega agent has nothing to do with being good at real estate. Surprised? That's not what makes you a mega agent, right? Because we just talked about a mega agent. We just measured it in the quantity of deals that they're doing. How many deals? How much real estate are they closing? But being good at real estate is not what enables you to close a lot of deals. Having a lot of productive relationships, that's what allows you to close a lot of deals. Having a lot of clients. You can't close a lot of deals if you don't have a lot of clients. And conversely, conversely nothing. But the point is, you don't have to have a high degree of skill to have a lot of clients, right? And conversely, okay, here's the converse of that, is that if you do have a high degree of skill, it doesn't mean that you have a lot of clients. You can be the most skilled agent. You can know everything there is to know about real estate and still have no clients. So mega agent and highly skilled, highly trained agent are not synonymous with each other. They're just not. Like I said, it gives you experience. It gives you experience. But it doesn't mean that you necessarily have benefited and used that experience to grow and to develop your skill and to become a stellar real estate agent. So here are the two secrets I'm going to give you in real estate when it comes to being a mega agent. Number one, real estate, the business side of it, it's 99% about relationship management. That's what real estate is. It's not about skill level. It's not about negotiation. It's not about, how skilled you are at writing contracts. It's none of that. It's relationship management. If you go to any one of the major brokerage houses, they're going to tell you the same thing. If you get a real estate license, your first, second, third, fourth, and 10th jobs are lead generation. You have to find the business. Go out and get business. Now, they are skilled at doing that. That's what mega agents are. They're skilled at getting business. Okay? Not necessarily skilled at handling the business, but they're skilled at getting the business for sure. Now, if they're closing a lot, then to some degree, yeah, they know what they're doing when handling the business too. Again, because otherwise nothing's going to close. But if you have enough contacts, if you have enough people out there and your network is wide enough and you are skilled at relationship management, you're going to have business. You're going to have business. And if you don't absolutely stink and get 1-star ratings all the time, you're probably going to continue to have business. Because here's another, this is a mini secret. This isn't one of the two big secrets I want to tell you, but this is a mini secret. A lot of times the client doesn't know if you've done a good job or not. They don't know. They think, oh, he sold my house fast. He did a great job. You might have done a terrible job. Maybe you undersold it. Maybe you lost them a ton of money. Yeah, I could sell a house fast too. If I listed $20,000 underneath its value, I'll sell it like that. Does that mean I did a good job for that client? No, I did a terrible job for them. I cost them $20,000, right? So the mini secret is that many times clients don't know that we've done a good job or a poor job. They just see the result. The result is, hey, it was a fast sale. I got my money. I'm happy. I don't know. I didn't know I wasn't aware I lost $20,000. Or I got into a house. I wasn't aware there were way better houses out there for me to get into. They don't know. How can they possibly know? And once you've closed your deal, you're not looking at real estate anymore. You're not. Most people are not still keeping up with the market and saying, hey, wow, I could have done a lot better. So as long as the experience is satisfactory at the time and they feel like, oh, well, it went well, that client thinks you did a great job. So being a mega agent more so is about relationship management. The highest producing agents are the ones who have systematic methods for keeping contact with people. So meaning they wake up in the morning and they say, I'm going to call 10 people today. I'm going to go down my list and say, what 10 people do I need to call and reach out to today? I'm going to email 40 people today. I'm going to text 5 people today. I'm going to see whose birthday it is, whose anniversary it is, and who I need to reach out to today. That is what makes a mega agent. That is what allows people to close a lot of deals. It's relationship management. Or maybe they're just naturally social butterflies, right? We know those people. We went to high school with them. They were popular, right? You're a social butterfly. You're a popular person. You're going to have business. Whether you have skills, whether you're going to do a good job or a bad job, you're going to have business. And as long as you can keep that relationship healthy and manage that client, you know what? You're probably going to get repeat business. Because again, that client, it's a very slim chance they're going to know if you messed up anyway, right? Because you're dealing with someone who doesn't have that much experience, and you're the only one who really knows what's going on. If you have the skills to know. You may not even have the skills to know maybe you as the agent don't even know what's going on. Okay, so that's secret number one, is it's not a high level of skill that makes a mega agent. It's a high level of skill at relationship management. That's what makes a mega agent. Here's number two. Number two is that having a mega agent doesn't necessarily give you a tremendous advantage when you're buying or selling. Because every agent, from the bottom to the top, every one of the 4,000 something agents on this list here have access to the same MLS. They can show you the same houses. So it's not like an agent only shows you their own inventory. That's just not how this industry works. We can show any house from any other agent. If there's an agent out there who lists a house this morning and puts it in the system, I can show it. Any agent in Baton Rouge can show it. Anyone with a license in Louisiana pretty much can show it. So it doesn't give you that great of an advantage when it comes to, okay, well, here's a deal that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't have a mega agent. In fact, it might even put you at a disadvantage. I'll explain that in a minute. But sometimes it can give you an advantage. And I'll tell you when. It can give you an advantage if they happen to have a buyer who also happens to want to buy a home that you're selling, or they happen to have a home for sale and you happen to be the buyer. Sometimes it can put you in a little advantage because agents definitely love to sell homes to their own buyers. It's called dual agency. We make twice as much doing it. I mean, realistically, it probably shouldn't be that way. But, I mean, this is life. This is real life. And in real life, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of agents out there who are going to try to convince their sellers to go with you if you are also their buyer over some other person's buyer, because they get to double up, right? So there might be that advantage. The other small advantage I would say is this, is that an agent who is a mega agent, someone who's well connected, someone with experience, also may know of properties that are going to hit the market but have not hit the market yet, just through their connections. Okay, but the truth is out there. The truth is, number one, high skill level does not make you a mega agent. Number two, being a mega agent does not give you a huge advantage when it comes to actually searching for properties. It's just not there. So that said, let's not discount the advantages that are there for a mega agent. Okay, so story time. Quick story. After the flood of 2016, and for those of you who were here in Baton Rouge, you know the whole city was pretty much half the city at least, was pretty much underwater. And real estate started to jump up really high after that. All of a sudden, prices started shooting up. There was tremendous demand. People needed homes. People needed to move. There weren't as many sellers because half of the homes were washed away. And so we had low supply. We had high demand. And all of a sudden, it was a really hot market, kind of like it is today. Maybe not quite as bad as today with the pandemic, but it was still a really hot market in Baton Rouge. And it was hard to find a house. We were making offers $5,000 above asking price and still not getting the house. That was the kind of market we were in. But myself, personally, this is my own story, by the way, right? I was working with a client, and as an agent who was fairly connected, I knew through the grapevine, through other agents and through my relationships, of a listing that had not hit the market yet. We were able to get in before that listing hit the market, before the rest of the general public was able to see it through the MLS. We were able to get into that listing, make an offer, and get the offer accepted without the house ever having to hit the market. They were happy. In fact, I'm selling that same house right now. That same family is now moving on to the next phase of their life. They're continuing their journey, and they need more space, and they're going to move again. And now I'm selling that same house. So that's why that story actually comes to my mind, because I'm working with that same family. To this day, they're just in awe, because while other buyers were out there making offers and frantically looking around and saying, I can't find anything, no one will accept my offer, they were able to get into a house in 30 days. So having connections, having networks does come with some advantages. Now, what about another advantage? Let's talk about the second advantage. I just mentioned earlier that what makes a mega agent is someone who is systematic about contacting people. They manage their relationships in a systematic way. So someone who puts systems in place in one area of their business probably has systems in place in other areas of their business as well. So that is another advantage of working with a mega agent, is usually there is a process, and processes can streamline things, they can make things easy, they can make things flow. So if you want efficiency, mega agents bring a lot of efficiency to the table, and they have to, because if you're working 3 deals at the same time, or if you're working 10 deals at the same time, or 20 deals at the same time, you've got to be efficient. You've got to figure out how to make these things flow almost like a conveyor belt. Because if you're running around left and right, you'll never make it work. Quick second story. I got another story for you. So this is a quick one. I sold a house to a client, a wonderful client, and her sister called me the next day and said, "You sold my sister a house. I would like to buy a house." Now, this was on a Monday. I set her up for a consultation on Tuesday. We were pre-approved by Wednesday. Thursday, we saw a house, and Friday, we were under contract. Monday to Friday. So from the time that she contacted me to the time she had her contract, not even a week had gone by. Monday through Friday, we were able to get it. And so that's the power of efficiency. That's the power of systems. And in this whole time, we probably had to talk for maybe an hour at most. So we probably spent an hour with each other at most doing all this stuff. That's just efficiency. That's just having a process. So having a mega agent can also benefit you in the fact that if you're the kind of person who's like, I don't really want to waste a lot of time with this. I just want to get it done. I'm not worried about the details. I just want it to be done. Mega agents have the process for you. They're very efficient. Okay? Part of that efficiency also comes from their support system. Typically a mega agent, and I talked about this in my last video, right? If you haven't seen this one, go back and watch my last live video. But mega agents, they also tend to have a support system, whether it's an assistant, an administrative assistant, whether it's vendors, right? So if you need to fix up a house, you know, they already have the people in pocket. They can say, hey, I got this person, I got that person. You know, I'm not going to tell you a whole story, but my last listing said, hey, we've got to get our house on the market Friday, but we've got repairs to do. It was a Monday. Well, we were able to get the repairs done and get the photography done and get it listed by Friday. And it was all because of a support system. I didn't, if I had to do all that myself, it would have been impossible. But I had people ready to go to fix up the house. I had someone ready to go to input the listing. I had the photographer ready to go because these are people I've used before. So we, you know, as mega agents, a mega agent is going to have a support system in place. And that's also what makes things efficient. That can also be helpful when the agent's not available, right? If the agent is not available for you, well, you have usually their support staff who's available. So how do we judge a mega agent, right? How can we see if the mega agent is someone who is going to be highly efficient, has the systems in place, or are they just a social butterfly, but they actually stink at real estate, but they're just really good at connecting with people? How can you tell? You got to ask the right questions. You got to ask the right questions. If you don't know what questions to ask, hire a consultant. Here's something interesting. Did you know that in our industry, you can actually hire an agent to find you another agent? And it's called a referral. And usually that first agent will get paid a percentage of the total commission. So, quick story, I've got a friend in New York currently buying her first home, and she called me. Now, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I do not currently have a New York license. I used to be licensed in New York State. I'm not licensed in New York State right now. I cannot sell real estate legally in New York State. And in fact, not only that, she actually was looking in New Jersey. So I was never licensed in New Jersey. But she called me. I was able to help her to procure a really good agent, really good lender, and start the process. Not only that, but I'm able to consult with her throughout the process as well. So if she ever has a question and says, this seems questionable to me, she can always reach out to me and consult. And yeah, I get paid for that. I get paid a percentage of the commission for that. So one thing that you may not realize is you can actually have an agent as a consultant to the agent who's doing the deal. So if you know someone you trust and maybe they're not near you, you can still hire them. Okay? So as I mentioned, if you don't know what questions to ask, hire a consultant. Okay? So let's just review pros of a mega agent. They're orderly. They have to be orderly. They have to be organized. They're connected. They're well supported. They're experienced. Those are your main pros, right? Now, what about the cons? Because there's always pros and there's always cons to everything. Well, they're not going to be as available. Just do the math. If you've got 10 clients, you cannot spend as much time with each client personally. Now you can have systems in place that can care for those clients. Yes. I'm not saying that the systems are not there to care for those clients' needs, but I'm saying you personally you don't have as much time as you would if you only had one client. That's math. That's not me dragging anybody. That's just math. Okay? So there's going to be less availability personally. There's also going to be a little bit less flexibility. Because again, remember, I said if you're depending on systems, this is how you have to do things. Once things go out of the system, they throw off your whole schedule. They throw off the whole plan. So if you want a high degree of flexibility with your agent, hey, can we do this day instead of that day? Can we move this here and that day? You know, the mega agent might not be the most flexible character because they're depending on the fact that they have systems in place. Even as an example, the vendors, right? A mega agent may feel like, hey, I want to use this vendor. I'm more comfortable with this vendor. This is what I know. This is what I work with. Once you throw different vendors in, well, I want to use my own lender. I want to use my own painter. I want to use this. You know, that can start to throw off the balance and throw off the flow of what the agent's trying to do. So the mega agent might not be as flexible either. Gerald, good morning and welcome to the video, my friend. It's good to see you. So these are the cons: less available, less flexibility, less time focused just on you personally, because they've got to divide their attention among different clients. So that leads us right into the pros of the rookie agent. Because the rookie agent's got some pros, right? We know that there are some cons with a rookie agent. It's a rookie by nature. They're new. They're gonna, there's gonna be some bumps and bruises as you learn business. That's just natural and normal. No one should start here and continue here their whole career. We always start here and we try to go up. So if you're dealing with a newer agent, you're catching them before they've gone before they've reached their full potential. But one of the pros of the rookie agent is they are available to focus on you. Availability and focus are two sides of the same coin. So here's a story. Story number 3 today. Okay, I had a client who called me, and this was many years ago. This is early in my career. And they called me, they were a good friend, and they said, we want to sell our house. Okay, great. I was able to go to their house. I was able to, help them get the home ready, get it prepared, and get it sold. Now, here's where the rookie agent benefit comes in. Now they're looking to buy a house. Well, here's the thing. They were probably my only client at the time. I probably just had one client. So what did I had nothing else to do all day when I was working client files but to look, search and update and refresh and refresh and refresh. Has a house come on the market? 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 I had nothing else. I didn't have other clients that I had to focus on. I didn't say, okay, well, according to my schedule, according to my system, at 5 o'clock is when I do my property search. See, a mega agent has to do things that way. A rookie agent, they're a little bit more freewheeling. We can move whenever we want, right? So I'm sitting there, and I remember it's after hours already. It's after 5 o'clock, and I'm click. Has anything come on the market? Has anything come on the market? I'm checking probably every 30 minutes to see if anything's come on the market. And boom, property comes on the market for $125. And again, now remember, just because I was a rookie did not mean that I didn't know what I was doing. Because skill and experience are not one and the same. They're not one and the same. Skill takes focused work. You have to develop your skills. You can do that even before you have a license. You can start working on your skills now if you want to, right? Property valuation, measurements. Those are all skills. You don't need a license to get those skills. So just because I was a newer agent did not mean that I didn't know what I was doing. So I saw property come on the market, 125, and I said, wait a minute. Now I look every day. I work on this every single day, and I practice my valuations, and this looks wrong. This house is way too nice to be sold for that price. That price seems way too low. Now again, this was not the crazy seller's market that it is today. This was more of a buyer's market where, people were making offers and getting closing costs paid and making offers that were beneath list price and those type of things. And so we went and saw this house. Now here's where, like I said, the rookie agent benefit comes in, because I was not doing anything. And I said, hey, my friends, please, can you meet me at this address in 5 minutes? I'm running over there right now. This house just came on the market. And I really think it's the perfect house for you guys, but also I think it's a really great deal. Can we run over there and maybe get it? Let's just take a look. And they said, okay, well, we were kind of busy, but we trust you, and we're gonna go and we're gonna take a look. So we met about 5 minutes later. We were at that house. We looked at it. It was everything I thought it was. This thing was enormous. 4 bedrooms, had a beautiful pool, had about an acre of land, 125, by the way. And I said, this thing is worth a lot more than 125, guys. I want to recommend that you make an offer right away. Do not think this one through. Make the offer now, because this is way underpriced. If you like the house, let's move on it before something happens. So again, they said, you know what? And it's crazy because these are not fast moving people. These clients, dear friends of mine, but they do not move fast. They're like, we need to think. But they were like, you know what? They saw it too. They were like, you know what? This does seem like a lot of house compared to the stuff we've been looking at. Let's go ahead and make the offer. Got the offer in within minutes because again, I wasn't out with the client. I wasn't doing anything else. Got the offer in within minutes. And the seller tells me, well, I think I might have underpriced the house. We got your offer. And then right after your offer, we got about 3 more offers. But since you guys were the first offer, we're going to go with you. The house went under contract at 125. Guess where the appraisal came in? 165. So just the ability to move fast and to only focus on that one client gave us that opportunity to get in there before anyone else did, before even the mega agents did, and get that house under contract. They bought that house, and a couple of years later actually sold it for 190. So bought it for 125, maybe we're there for 2 years, sold it for 190. So having the rookie agent, having someone who's available, who has full focus on you, can also have its benefits. Okay, flexibility is another benefit, right? Because a rookie agent, a newer agent, may not be as systems dependent, right? They're not necessarily dependent on an admin. They're not necessarily dependent on a vendor. They're not beholden to anyone. I have to use this person, or I really want to use this person. They don't know. They're just like, I'm just looking for the best possible person I can use. So they can shop around. They can work all hours. I remember when I had an admin, and, you know, and for the record, you know, I don't sell much anymore. I run the brokerage nowadays. But I remember when I had an admin on the sales side, and they were like, look, I'm here to work for you, but you got to give me the file like this kind of way, because you know, otherwise it can't be sloppy. It can't come in any kind of way. And that makes sense. You can't just throw stuff at people. You know, you want to give them something at least that they can work with. But again, when there's no admin, hey, then if things get sloppy, it's no problem. So there's a lot of flexibility there. As I mentioned, you can shop around for this or for that vendor, right? You can get the job done in the way that the client prefers, not the way the agent prefers. Because a mega agent is going to really have to work the way they prefer to work. They're systems dependent. An agent who has no systems is just going to work however the client wants them to work. So they can be very hands-on with that client. Last story for today. I had a client. We were struggling to sell the house, and that client came up with a great idea. Let's do a Black Friday special. And so what we did was we did an open house, Black Friday special, 1 day only, special price. You've got to come to the open house to get this special price. And I was able to go out and put out flyers all over the place, hand them out, walk the streets, hold the open house. And this was all in a matter of about 2 or 3 days we got this done. But again, if I didn't have a whole lot of other clients, so I had the flexibility to just do this, to run with it. It was a great idea, and guess what? The house went under contract that day. We did the special Black Friday price, and somebody took advantage of the deal. House was under contract and sold. So I got one last story. This is a quick one. This is one of the agents in the company in Goodwood Realty. This just happened to her, where again, you know, this is a newer agent, been doing this for about 2 years. She had a listing, and you know, because she didn't have 20 listings at a time, she was able to really focus on this listing. The listing was not getting the action she wanted it to get. She's like, what's going on? Why can't this? So long story short, because she's focused on this client, singularly focused, she's out there probing. She's asking questions. She's in the Facebook groups saying, what do I need to do? Can anyone help me with this? Right? And she comes across someone who tells her, hey, school district, or not school district, the city. Change the name of the city from this to that. Instantly, that house went under contract. So actually, that's actually a blend of the experience and the rookie hustle, right? And so that's going to actually bring me to my next point. So let me just recap, right? Some of the cons of the rookie are they don't have as much experience, they don't have the network, they don't have the support system below, but those are not death knells in real estate. That doesn't mean you can't go with the rookie, because here's the thing. The rookie can have a good support system above them. They might have someone experienced watching over their shoulder that they can go and ask questions to. In fact, one of the greatest things that your agent can tell you is, I don't know. Let me ask an expert. Because they're not relying on their own sense all the time, right? Someone who has a lot of experience might say, hey, I've seen this before. I know, let me rely on myself. I've got all the answers. Someone who doesn't know says, you know what, let me go find these answers. Let me ask people who know more than I do. And that's not a bad thing. So maybe it's not quite as smooth as someone who seems to have all the answers, or someone who seems to have a lot of experience, but that level of service might be more personal. They're definitely going to take your listing highly personally. This is the one listing I have. I'm going to sleep thinking about this listing. I'm waking up thinking about this listing or this buyer, because I don't have 10 and 20 buyers. My focus is not divided. So you're going to have someone who's highly personally taking your business personally, right? So there's no need to be afraid of the rookie agent. There's no need to be afraid of the mega agent either, right? They both come with their pros and cons. Now, the rookie to watch out for is the one who does not have a good support system. So that goes beyond, hey, what brokerage are you with? Because you can be with a big name brokerage and have no support. You can be with a family-run brokerage and have tremendous support, or vice versa. So, you may want to try to do a little bit more digging to find out what their support systems looks like. You also want to watch out for someone who just doesn't want to admit that they're a rookie, or doesn't want to admit that they get help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. If you're new in this business, you should be proud of that. Look, I'm new in this business, but I have so much tremendous support that it's not like you're working with a rookie agent. You're going to get the hustle of the rookie, but you're going to have the experience of my support team, my support network, my broker, my mentor, the people that I work with on my team. They're all here to support and answer any questions I have. And they're going to give me instant support. Ashina says her support system is fire. I love that. I love to hear that, right? Goodwood Realty, let's go. But again, so you want to watch out for the rookie who doesn't have a support system or doesn't want to admit that they're getting help. They're like, I know it all. They're pretending that they're not a rookie. That's someone who they're going to make mistakes, right? Because any rookie's going to make mistakes during their learning curve. But if they're leaning on their support system, they're going to make a lot less mistakes. They're not going to evaluate your home wrong. They're not going to measure the home. They're going to do things right, but they're still going to have the hustle of the young rookie agent. So the last thing to mention is the skill level, and I kind of touched on this before, but a mega agent does not make for a high skill level. Also, education. Someone who's just educating themselves does also not make for a high skill level necessarily. It's usually a blend of some experience, some education, but it's more than anything else, high skill level comes from dedication. It comes from dedication, wanting and dedicating and committing themselves to developing their skill. So you can gauge their skills by asking the right questions. Again, I'm going to recap. If you don't know what question to ask for, or if you don't know what questions to ask of an agent, maybe bring in a second agent as a consultant, right? I told you about my client in New York already. So don't necessarily assume that having a mega agent means you have a good agent. It means you have someone who's good at networking, right? Don't think that having a rookie agent means you have a bad agent. It doesn't, right? Every mega agent, after all, was once a rookie. Okay? Each one comes with its pros and its cons. Decide what's best for you, what fits your style. If you're someone who's like, I want to get this done, I want to be totally hands-off on the experience, you might want to check with a mega agent. If you're someone who's like, look, I want to be deeply involved in this process, and I want someone who's constantly checking in with me and is ready to answer my phone calls, and I need to know, what's going on at all times, maybe get yourself a rookie agent, because they're going to have more time for you. Right? And here's my last word of advice. For those newer agents out there, for those rookie agents out there, own it. Be a rookie. That's fine. There's no shame in that. Okay? I'm new, but I'm here to help. I'm going to work twice as hard because I'm new. That's okay. Don't be afraid of the question, how much experience do you have? Answer it. Own it. Make sure you do have a support system. If you don't have a support system, you need to have one. Because that's where you're going to help your client. by saying, I don't know, I am a rookie, I don't know, let me get the answers. I have a great, tremendous support system with tons of experience behind me. Now, let's sell your house. Right? Okay, so that's it for today. Let's talk about next Friday. Next Friday's show is going to be about specialists versus generalists. I think it'll be an interesting topic. We'll see. Again, my contact info, you can reach me at thatgoodagent.com. Instagram, Facebook, That Good Agent is my handle. Twitter, That Good Agent is my handle. And YouTube. YouTube is the big thing, right? Because that's where all these videos go. Whenever we're done, we go to YouTube and we put them on the That Good Agent channel. So feel free to reach out to me with any of your real estate questions. I am super happy to help you. And I promised that I would share my new slogan that I'm working on that I kind of thought up over the weekend. So I'm going to sign off with that, all right? That Good Agent, know the deal before you make the deal. Until next time.